Adin Ross is back on Twitch and living it up. He no longer has to be afraid about streaming with other streamers, because beforehand when he was banned on Twitch, if he streamed with somebody and they were on Twitch, they would get banned, because Twitch doesn't let anybody stream with banned streamers. Which is why Adin was pretty stoked to get unbanned, allowing him to finally stream with some of the big named streamers on Twitch. And that's also why Adin Ross has said that he's not going to stream on Twitch at all. In fact, he's just going to leave the Twitch channel here, and he's going to keep streaming on Kick, because if he doesn't stream on Twitch, they're going to have a really hard time banning him again. Him being banned from Twitch was just bad for his collab opportunities. That being said, though Adin Ross is happy about being unbanned from Twitch, not everybody's happy that he's back. The Twitch employees apparently are in an uproar, and they're really angry because they do not like Adin Ross. Because Adin Ross, obviously, well, I don't know if he knows that much about politics, he's certainly not afraid to stream with right-wing figures. And Twitch is made up of staff that are primarily left-wing. In fact, I would go so far as to say that a lot of the people who work at Twitch and a lot of the top talent on Twitch are super far left. And I don't think that they would dispute that, to be honest with you. And because of that, when the Twitch CEO met with members of Twitch staff to talk about what's going on the website, they asked about Adin. As you can see here, in this article by Virginia Glaze from Dexerto, the Twitch employees were not happy, and there was backlash to Adin Ross's unban. Apparently, there was an all-hands call that took place on the week of March 30th, in which an employee expressed their displeasure at Ross getting unbanned. In a direct question to CEO Dan Clancy, the staff member quizzed him on the exact reason for Ross's reinstatement, asking whether or not this was a business decision or the result of the streamer being reformed. And the question was, what evidence did you evaluate that Adin Ross had reformed enough since his ban to justify him being unbanned? They asked. To be transparent, this is one of the decisions we've made that I disagreed with the most. I strongly believe that this opens the wider community to harm and sends a signal that we will allow the sort of vitriol Adin has been known to perpetuate. Now, of course, you can already tell that this person is absolutely insufferable because they use the word harm to discuss something about somebody's political views. You can tell that they are an incredibly left-wing, incredibly insufferable person that nobody would want to be around. And no offense to this person, I just think that their personality is probably not ideal because they talked about the sort of vitriol Adin is known to perpetuate. Now, I don't know if you guys know about Adin Ross. Sure, he's kind of right-wing, but he's not really. I don't know if Adin actually pays that much attention to politics in general. In fact, I'm pretty sure that most of the time, he has no idea what he's talking about. So I don't know if you could say that he's actually doing anything on purpose. But I just need to point out that I cannot stand when people say stuff like, oh, this person's opinions cause harm. Oh, their right-wing opinions cause harm. They're not harming anybody. Somebody's expressing opinions different from you is not harm. Dan Clancy, the CEO of Twitch, responded to this stupid question by saying, I can say this empathically to everyone. This is in no way, shape, or form based upon any business considerations whatsoever. Clancy answered, this isn't even remotely related to business. It's about deciding about when you can give someone a second chance, and then giving them a chance, but if they don't live up to our expectations, we can take action. So in terms of this opening the wider community to harm, I think that if he doesn't live up to our community guidelines, then he won't still be on Twitch. So basically he gave them a non-answer and said, hey, it's not your decision, it's mine, and I decided that he gets a second chance to come back on. Again, I don't like the way that he used that employee's term of opening the community to harm. I don't think that that's a sentiment that you should even give the tiniest amount of thought to. I think that when left-wing people say, oh, this person opens us to harm, or he's going to harm the community, unless they mean something about actual physical violence, which they almost never mean, what they mean is somebody having differing opinions from them and that hurts their feelings. Obviously, Dan Clancy knows that and isn't too concerned, because he said basically, Adin Ross is getting a second chance, doesn't matter what you think. And I can commend him on that. I have not agreed with everything Dan Clancy has done. I would go so far as to say that I've agreed with a minority of his decisions. But bringing back Adin Ross, even though I don't particularly like Adin Ross, it's a good step for Twitch. It shows that maybe they're done being as biased as they had been in the past, though whether or not that's actually true is something we'll have to see in the future. But I think it's a good step for them to unban somebody who was kind of unjustly banned in the first place. Like, you know, I'm not the biggest Adin Ross fan, but you got to admit the reason he was banned for showing his kick chat on his Twitch stream was kind of stupid, especially because of some of the things that people do on Twitch, like directly on Twitch, and they only get like a week ban or a 3-day ban. What Adin did was nowhere near that bad. I'm sorry. And he got an indefinite ban. I think that it's pretty justified for them to bring him back. But what I think doesn't matter. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching all the way till the end. Remember to like and subscribe. Have a great day, and God bless you.